Sorry, everybody. I was, thank you, Eddie, by the way. If it hadn't have been for Eddie, I would have been head down on this project I was working on. Had to do with watches, so that was, I really got into it. And so, anyway, um, we will have to go a little over today, okay? So let's see what's up. Donald, how are you? Bruce Jr., Geezer, Eddie again, Roberto. How you guys, Desmo? Hey, Forbin, how you doing? Indrajit, I always say it wrong. Um, oh, wait a minute. What happened here? Oh, okay. Truth Fears, how are you? How are you? Dominic, hi, Dominic. Um, Sorry, guys, I really was, I just got carried away. It was in some. Hi, Hans. Abdul. Hi, Abdul. Roberto. Okay, Simon. Hi, Simon. Chiwan, how are you? Let's see. Okay. Epra, how are you? How's it going? Okay, well, Turkey. Neil. Hi, Neil. Hey, Clyde. How are you, Clyde? Hey, Javi. Javi C. How you doing? Rick. Hi, Rick. Craig. Okay, got a watch story. Nicholas, how are you, Nicholas? Okay, did I get everybody? Um, I hope so. Okay, again, please forgive me. I've been working away and I just lost all track of time. Okay, here's what happened. Here's my watch story. By the way, just so you don't ask, I have on my Vacheron Content 10. Um, see what's the whole name? Vacheron Content 10 Historiques American 1921. I think that's the whole name. All right. Here's what happened to me. Yeah, I know I'm tardy. Truth fears. Okay. Yeah, I know, man. Jeez. Here's what happened to me. I ordered a watch, and it was. This is sort of a long. This is a story that doesn't quite have an ending yet. There's more to it. This will be a to be continued. So I found this watch that I liked, and so I ordered it. And I there was this guy in Poland had the Forbin. Yeah, I was thinking Professor Thoughts. Anyway, so I ordered this watch from Poland. Okay, and the guy said, okay, well, we got this issue with sending watches to the U.S. because of COVID-19. And so I said, well, will we be able to? He says, yeah, you have to be a little patient, but we can do it. I said, okay. So we made the deal and all set up, and we did this. By the way, too, I have total faith now in Chrono 24, and I'll tell you why in a second. So the guy was sort of delaying on sending me the watch, and so I said, look, I said, if you're not going to send it, then we'll just break off the deal. She says, no, I'll do it. So anyway, so next thing I know, I get this tracking number. So I track the number and track, and it goes to some place, starts with a W-Y, a weird thing. It was all consonants, no vowels kind of place. But it started off at where the seller had his place that he'd identified, went to another place, and then went to this other place and got stuck. I'm not talking about just a little time. I'm talking about a lot of time. So, and then it comes up with this thing about not having the right paperwork. Well, I've been to that rodeo before several times. So I thought, oh, okay. So he said, seller said, okay, I'll take care of it. So he took care of it. Next thing, and back on track again. It's going. Now this went on for, I don't know, about a week and a half. And it was like finally I realized that when it was in transit, it was in the same place. It never left Poland. And so um, I contacted the shipping company, and they were like, um, all they did as soon as I contacted them, there was one of those little triangles with an exclamation point, like, we got a problem, and it was the same problem. There's something wrong with the paperwork. So I told the guy, I said, look, man, this isn't going to work for either one of us. So I'm going to have to cancel it. So I went to the thing to do, by the way, if you ever do cancel it, the best way to do it is with the phone. Because I went to this other way, uh, just to be, because I really wanted to get my money back. And, and so I went this other way, and they said, well, when you have to send the watch back. I never got the watch. It never left Poland. So that was that. But between that time and when I called the guy, I explained it to him. I said, everything was fine. The seller, and I did both. You can check our communication. That's another thing too. If you're gonna communicate through Chrono 24. Here's the problem. I mean, sometimes what both the seller and the buyer like to do is sort of go around Chrono 24, because both sides can maybe save a little money because there's a charge. And the guy who had it listed on Chrono 24 said, nah, never sold it to that guy. And so if you went through and you find out who the seller is, and you go directly to the seller. Um so then you can tell the seller, say, look, we both save a little money this way, so let's just bring the price down. You'll save money, make a little more. I'll save money and have to pay a little less, and so everything can be hunky dory. So okay. So anyway, that was what happened. So then the big thing is, and I get my money back. Well, you send it, if you do it with a credit card, it turns out that's the best way to do it, because bam, it's sort of banks talking to each other. I don't know what it would be like some other way. Now, I got to tell you though, this same seller had said initially he'd like to get the money directly. Don't do that. It's the first time that I've ever had this kind of problem, and it can happen for a lot of reasons. Um, but the big thing is that it worked. Okay, so anyway, I'm a happy camper, and just one of those things. Hi, Tennessee Mike, how you doing? I've been here on time. Mike doesn't know. Sort of a Homer Simpson whisper. Mike doesn't know. Oh, can you explain hex notation to us, please? What do you want hex notation for? You mean hexadecimal numbering system? Why? Why? You don't need that. Um, I hope that's basically your hex notation is a base 16 rather than a base 10. You go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, A, B, C, D, E, F. Boom. And then you start over again. you know, 10, 11, 12, 13, and then what, 1A, 1B, 1C, and so forth. That's a hex numbering system. Not I get it to conduct business outside of Chrono 24. I got to say, Joseph, I agree with you on that. One of the things that drives me nuts, though, still does, my bank with their credit card charges me a fortune for going through Chrono 24. And the reason for it is they see it as a foreign transaction, because if it goes into escrow, it goes to Germany. So, yeah, that's the way things work on that. And I complained about this at an earlier rant that I had, but and people are saying, man, that's crazy. They should be charging that much, and I believe it too. Okay, Foreman, what you got? Having bought watch parts on eBay and been screwed 3 times by bogus tracking numbers, I've concluded watch sellers are less honest than used car salesmen. Well, um, I've had good luck, all right. But what I do, I check ahead of time. Um, I find out where the place is located. I go to Google Maps and I tell them what their next door neighbor is. Like, oh, I see you're located next to, Joe's Lube and oil change. So, and I don't mind coming down to visit if I have to. Hey, Javier Vega, how you doing? Would you have to had pay any U.S. import taxes if the watch made it to U.S.? Yeah, the U.S. import taxes are next to nothing. That's never customs doesn't charge you very much at all. Something like, God, it's maybe even a fraction of a percent, 1.25% or something like that is really very low. So it's that part is negligible. The thing is that you don't want to be penny wise and pound foolish on a good buy. If you get a good buy, sure you pay and I don't mind paying customs. If something goes wrong somewhere, you got the record of paying it through customs. Hey, Williams watches, how you doing? Hey, DG and B, always buy the seller. Yeah, that's always a good idea. The problem is finding the right seller. The guy in Poland's got a really good reputation, and even though the deal didn't go through, I couldn't say he was a bad guy. I mean, it's like I may not do it again, not because of him, but just because of the problems that we ran into. Hey Val, how you doing? Yeah, we're lucky. Showcase watches, first time here. Great to boy. You guys are supposed to be on time. People that are late today. Okay, but it's going to be a bore evening for the married dudes. Whoa, whoa! I guess I'm missing something here. You can't buy the seller. 13th Amendment. Jesus. Yeah. Clyde, you got to remember that one. I tell you, the a lot of sellers, man. I've heard horror stories on both ends. I really have. Um, like even ones I've had really good luck with on buying, and people said, "Oh, I would never buy from them. I had to rent it to them." But that's why I think that's why it's important for us to communicate like this because you sort of find out this is our sort of the only way we can get together with this. Um, Man, this pandemic in mid America right now is just going nuts, and that's why you take a look at the things that it went down in Europe. Actually, Connecticut's pretty fortunate in one respect because we put everything into place, and now we have that sort of European curve rather than this other crazy thing that's going nuts right now. Uh, I represent a violent mafia kingpin. Please send me what I've ordered, or Don Corleone will be in a very good mood. That's the way to buy something, Forbin. Hey, Pradip, how you doing? How important is the dealer rating, number of sales and stars on Chrono 24? Product that probably is important, but one thing I heard of, and this was on eBay where they had all of these stars. What the seller did was very smart. They had they somehow rigged it with all of these little bitty sales, and so they had all these stars. A person was really great, and then they had a big one, and that was where they took the money and ran. So you got to be careful. I mean, there's the old thing, the buyer beware is always with us, and so like I said, is that I'm sure there's some people who figured out a way to beat Chrono 24. There's something else too, and I don't know how to describe it. Um, I mentioned this before, but if you've got a feeling that something's wrong with the seller or buyer, for that matter, friend of mine used to say their socks squeak. It's sort of an undefined thing. It just didn't feel right. Walk away. Just walk away. Run. I there's no kind of way that maybe you're wrong. I mean, maybe you're a perfectly good guy. I've made that mistake myself. Doesn't matter. It's you're going to lose some good ones. Oh, good guy, Zane. Ah, I see. I see you got a day pass from the hospital. Okay, we're okay. Let's see. Um, what's going on? I've had issues also selling a watch on Chrono 24. The watch is since 1 month there were, but sometimes it's not going to the buyer. Sometimes they want it, but DHL says we have to wait for the watch. Yeah, something else too. I think it's important. Um, Sometime buyers, they'll, you sell a watch on Chrono 24, they get the watch and they complain something's wrong with it and send it back. That's a pain in the neck. On eBay, best to pay with PayPal. I think Dominic, I think that's a good point. Um, hey, the Kaz 9235, you are late to the party. You are late. We're supposed to be here on time. Most of our governors have no brains. Ah, yes. I don't know. We got we're doing pretty good, like I said. But the big thing is that most everything's closed. I haven't had a haircut in 4 months. Pretty. I'm going from Haystack Magoon to Gabby Hayes. But I can live with it. Hey Lee. Um, hey underachiever. Is that the Muffin Man? No, it's the not a muffin, cupcake. Johnny Cupcake. Oh, you miss Frank Zappa, huh? Oh, let's see. Okay, let's see what's happening here. Some of the, I'm unfortunately, some of these conversations are going in different places. Ah. What's on your wrist? Uh, Faco. I don't know who's Faco. No, anyway, Faco, let us know what's on yours. Hi, Raj. You got your money back from PayPal when the watch didn't arrive. Oh, that's good. Yeah, PayPal I think is a good way to go too. Oh, Zane. This is a Vasseron Constantin Historique American 1921. I prefer Craigslist because nothing says luxury watch transaction like two heavily armed men, me and alley behind Starbucks. One of the most interesting offers I ever got. Now, this was one I almost did, and I'm glad I didn't. But it sounded like such a great adventure that I almost did. And this was this deal out of Ukraine, and the guy said, "Well, I'll have uh, a courier bring it to New York, and you can come over and pick it up in New York." And I said, "Okay." And what I figured is that they take it down to they had some place down on 47th Street or something like that. I'd go down there and pick it up from them. So I said they said no, well you gotta go out the airport. Well, JFK is like, oh, so it'd be sort of a hassle getting out there. But I said okay. I said, do they have a special a courier place? So well, it's not actually a courier. It's it's a stewardess, So I thought, oh boy, here comes Natasha with a watch, it was she they had stewardesses smuggling watches into the U.S. Oh man. Okay. Um, Yeah, 1921. What is Zane talking about? I don't know this guy. Hey, help me out, guys. He's making strange noises here. Oh, I gave him a hard time about his Rolex. Maybe that's what it is. Hey, let's see. Showcase watch. Let's see what's going on. Watches and giggles. You like my hat? Thank you. Um, you know, William Rizzo, the thoughts on the Omega coaxial 8900 movement. What I know about it, I like it. What is it in particular? Hey, Aunt G, how you doing? Thoughts on the Easter Week 1995. That's a nice one. I think you can get some pretty good deals on the horns of the cow one. Beauty of scent. Uh, beauty of scent. You got to watch your language because they zip it out. Hey, Pradeep, why is FP Journ all the rage now? Feels like there's a lot of hype both in the auctions and in the brand. Um, well, first of all, they're a very good watch. They're FP Journ is a first class watchmaker. They use first class materials. They've won more Aiguille d'Or than any other watch company, including Patek Philippe and Vacheron Constantin. There are lots of reasons, Patek, but they haven't. The thing that surprised me is that recently in the auctions they've taken off, and I don't know why. When I got mine, not only could I get anything I wanted without having to wait a long time, I was able to get a pretty good price on two of them, and I got them back. I don't know, 4, 5, 6 years ago. I forgot when. Um, okay, I see Zane. Zane is Archie's secret love child. Okay, that explains it. Okay, Zane, understood. Hey, speaking of Rolexes, there a couple watch brands are dumping some good lines. I think Rolex is either getting rid of the Air King or the Air King that I like, which has the Bloodhound dial on it. Um, you probably know that Patek Philippe got rid of the Gondolo line, which to me is a big disappointment. Some other one, oh yeah, Zata Lecoutre got rid of the geophysic line, which I really like. Hey, let's see what's going on. Well, Beauty of Center, it's not your fault. Well, it is, but not a great deal. All you got to do is clean it up a little, and it works just fine. Um, ha, the 38 millimeter models are, Joseph, they're the ones that are going for a lot of money. The 38 millimeter ones also tend to have the brass plates and bridges instead of the gold ones. This is, to me, is a great irony. Um, here in 2005, F.P. Journ put in the gold plates and bridges in his watches, and the one I got was an older one from 2002, and that thing's worth a fortune now. It's like I think I'll put a sign on my wall. It's better to be lucky than smart because a lot of it has to do with that. Um, hey, NS something. You're late again, NS. You're not supposed to be late. No wonder. Stefan, I could, I could get, I could charge everyone who's later than I am for a change. Um, yeah, let's talk about the watch business itself. A couple things. One, oh, hey, yeah, I think I showed it to the morning group. I don't know if you guys saw it or not. This was something we had a little video on the types of metals and stuff used in watches. This is one I got with, whoops, with a wooden Um, it's made of wood. They make these of sandalwood and something called zebra wood and another kind of wood. I forgot what the other one was. But this is one of the prizes we're going to have in our contest in the uh, what's it called, the Grand Prix picks, and we're going to have three prize watches like we do every year, and that's sort of a fun thing to do. Last year I did terrible. The year before that I got every one of the pre-selected. So, you know, it's you never know how it's going to turn out. Let's see. Hey, Wesley, how's it going? Twin mains brings in 60 hours of reserve. William Rizzo, what watch are you talking about, William, on the twin main springs and 60 hours of reserve? Um, it has something. Hello to you. Oh my goodness. Way behind. Oh, I got that. I don't have it with me. Right there. It's stuck in there. Um, no, it's a cupcake, beauty of sense. This is a Johnny cupcake. I'd rather wear tent than garbage. Just, man, Zane, I tell you, they got we do have an exit ramp. uh let's see. Yeah, I hadn't Junior. I hadn't seen a wooden watch either. I got asked to review one. I thought, oh boy, that'd be fun. And it's just just it's just a quartz watch, little thing. William Rizzo, the 8900 coaxial Omega. That's the one you're talking about with dual barrels. And it has dual hairsprings too, or just dual barrels? Hey, showcase watches. Uh, Wood watch seems apropos for seafaring and coats of boat varnish. That's probably what you have to do to keep it in good shape. Okay. Let's see. Better be prepared for you end up making all your watches. Yeah, yeah, we may be that. Okay, Zane. Some wood dials are yeah, it's just sort of something different. It's sort of like, I don't know. I guess one of the things that are very popular are the what are they made of? The ceramic ones. Okay, let's see. At least with a wooden case, it's anti-magnetic. Yeah, that's a good point. Very well, I guess. Yeah, it sounds right. Yeah, I got woodworm, and not only woodworms, Lee, but termites. I mean, it's like I don't know if any of you are Morgan motor car fans, but they that was the big problem with they have this Z frame made out of wood. Love those cars. What was that alarm? Is it time for you to get back to home? What was there an alarm that went off? I didn't hear it. I could use it camping. Never know when you need extra firewood. Okay, Lee, there's you can burn half the watches in your collection and make a bigger fire, I think. Hey, Rick, what's up? There are hardly any FPJs for sale, regardless of model. Prices are way up. Rick, I noticed the same thing. It's not just the 38 millimeters. I guess those were the early ones, the first ones to go. I don't know what's going on. I really don't. I have no idea why they suddenly they were discovered, And I know you've got a great collection of FP Journs, Rick. And I'm glad I have them. That's all I can say. I've got no plans on selling them. And there were some people, I really encouraged buying them a few years ago, and a couple of them did. And you may thank me now if you were one of the people I talked into it. I'm slightly obsessed with the new 321 Speedy Ed White. Man, I that one I don't know. Oh, by the way, too, on the double barrels that you're talking about, on double barrels you've got two kinds. One for the serial, which will simply give you a larger, longer charge, and the other one is parallel. And the parallel is what we were talking about the other day. That's on the uh, Chronomet Surveying. It's on the Chronomet Blue. All of the ones, forgot the movement number on it. But the thing about the ones in parallel, there aren't very many. Do any of you know other watches other than the FP Journe Chronomet Souverain type of watch with that movement that has two barrels for that are set in parallel rather than serial? I don't know of any other ones. Let's see. Tudor Groin and Leaps and Bounds is brand, while the latest BB58 Blue is meh. Overall, Black Bay is selling well and watch. I tell you, a thing about Black Bay, they must be doing something smart. It seems every time there's a Grand Prix award, they win something. And it's usually either the last one they won was for the challenge category, which are watches below 4,000. Before that, they were winning the Petite Aiguille. Uh-oh. Oh, showcase watches. Well, listen, I tell you what. Um, I only have them on Saturdays at 8 o'clock in the morning and 4 o'clock in the afternoon. So, let me know when yours or when you're going to have yours. Uh, then we won't bump into each other. Moser has a double barrel. Yeah, Eddie, they would be the company that I would think would. I know they have a double hairspring. Hey, Daniel Hill, how you doing? Uh, Looking to work in the watch industry. You know, I don't know anything about working in it. I'm just a, sort of a Rudy Poo buyer is all. Um, I know a number of people who either work in it or I think Greenberg's son just went to work for Patek Philippe, and I met a kid who graduated from the Rolex school and is working down at our local Rolex AD here in the Hartford area. Hey, Richard. Hey, how you doing, man? What do you think about the IWC Big Pilot these days? I know large watches are not cool these days. You know, I got my big. I love this watch. This thing I think is 46 millimeters. It's a big old Easy Diver by Roger Dubuis, and I just love that watch. And I don't care if it's too big or too small. I've got a Calatrava that's a lot of people think is a little too small, and I got that one that's a little too big. I wear them all. I don't care. This thing is a nice big watch. I think it's 42 millimeters, but I'm not sure. Um, Hi, 73 Math. How you doing? Oh, let's see. Did you get a good deal on your Vespa 1921? Yes, I did. I got this one. I saved $10,000 on it. Does you knock off 10,000 bucks off the price of one of these, and they're still fairly expensive. And I also had to trade way too cheaply, I'm afraid, an Audemars Piguet when I got it. But it was one of those things. I never used the Audemars Piguet. I got an Audemars Piguet I shouldn't have bought, and I knew it even when I got to see it in person and everything. And I should have walked away, and I didn't. I like Audemars Piguet, and the watch was a wonderful one, but it was it was sort of a small one, and then had all these dials and a moon phase and everything. But I was hot and bothered about getting a moon phase, and of course, once you get a moon phase, it's sort of like watching the grass grow. Not a lot happens. But I think Audemars Piguet's, or at least the one that I had, was really good, but traded it in. Oh, let's see. Um, have you ever not gotten a great deal? I've never bought a watch I couldn't afford. Okay, Eddie. So great deal and good deal is relative. I think $10,000 for a brand new watch below the MSRP is a pretty good deal. And the thing is that it's not hard to get a good deal. All you got to do is um, one, be very lucky. That helps more than anything. The other thing is got to look around. You got to know what you're buying. You got to be patient. You got to wait till the right one comes along. If you just suddenly you get all hot and bothered, I got to have one of these, and you go out and buy one. That's when you really get nailed, I think. But if you're patient and so forth. What is your favorite watch in my collection? Man, I got a lot of favorite ones. I can't. My Chronomet Cervane, my Frederick the Second, the Lang and Son, my H Moser is my H Moser Center Seconds, the Endeavor. So I've got I don't. I'm trying to think if I have any I don't like. I like them all, and so I like to wear them a lot. I've been noticing some watches I don't wear as much as I probably should. For example, I should wear my Harboring 2 Felix more, because that's one of the best watches I have in terms of just it always keeps great time. What watches don't deserve their MSRP? I don't know. I have no idea. Um, yeah, Turkey Vulture. I'm really. It's sort of I guess I must have what you might call a soft hassle or haggle. Okay, if somebody says if I offer something and somebody goes nuts on me, like that's way too low. I say okay, well, let's talk about it. I don't want to. I'm not a savage, and we'll talk about it. Yeah, let's see. Oh, also too, do your homework. How long has the watch been up for sale? This guy, maybe he wants to use it for a doorstop. He's not going to sell it after a certain point. And this is when you see things that get dropped, they get dropped because they're not selling. Lines of watches, some of which I really like. For example, I like the Rolex Prince. I like the I don't like it as much as I did before. There's the True Seconds. That's part of the what's it called? Geophysics line that Zaza Lacutra is dropping. But if you look at those things, and there's somebody's not selling them because that's why they dropped the line. At some point, you're going to find some good deals. Also, one that I really like and was a good deal, with the MSRP was a good deal, and I've always liked it, is Tissot um, Petit Seconde. All right, this was the heritage. This was to be a heritage to their anti-magnetic. this is just I love this watch. It had a little anti-magnetic on it, but then they got it together and realized it wasn't anti-magnetic, and so they had to sell it as a Petit Seconte, and it has ETA 6498 in it, which is sort of a cool movement, hand wound, great big old thing. And I've always liked that movement, and so and they it's one of the things that they put an ETA in it. They if you turn it on the back, you can see the old big old ETA in there with the 6498. It came out originally as 900 and something bucks, and now you can find them at like Joma Shop. You can pick them up for around 600 or something. I think that's a heck of a good buy. And so, but that's a good buy, not by haggling or anything like that. You're just sort of looking around, sometimes waiting. And see, I'm sure there are things that you wait for and you're going to lose. And that's happened to me too. I mean, there's some really good buys, and I just, sometimes I can't afford it, or other kinds of things. But you're going to lose some stuff too. Leave Fred Savage out of this. He's a race car driver, Clyde. Really, that's what he did after his TV career. Negotiate like Archie. You get no discount. Negotiate like you say 1,000. Thank you, geezer. I hope so. The thing is that if you're if you know what you can afford, you never ever ever should buy more than you can afford. I mean, some people do. God, I'd never do that. And and like I said, if you have a choice of any kind of power, get luck on your side and know what you're looking for. Rick, I don't play favorites. I like all my watches. If I don't, then I sell or trade them for something else. Rick, I'm pretty much the same way as Rick, except Rick's collection. Good grief, that's a beautiful collection that Rick has. Okay, let's see. Yeah, I'll tell you, one of the watches that I really, really like, just day in and day out, is my Chronomat Surveyor. It's the entry level type. I mean, the original entry level to FP Journe before they had the quartz was a Chronomet Blue. Well, a Chronomet Blue, that thing, anybody who got a Chronomet Blue, that thing took a rocket to the moon, and it's worth more than what I got. I got the platinum version because I got a really good buy on it, and so I got it, and I'm glad I have it. Love the Chronomet Blue. That's a wonderful watch, especially for a lot of reasons. But just for an good everyday watch, I really like the Chronomat Surveyor. So, but I feel the same about so many other watches that I've got too. Yeah, luck and timing. Yep, Rick, you got those. Boom, get those on your side. You're in really good shape. Okay, how are we doing on time? All right. Well, listen, I tell you. Well, I went way over from how I was late. I think I was only 10 minutes late. Thanks very much to Eddie for getting me, waking me up. Ding, ding, ding. Okay, let's see. Daniel K. Speaking of affordability, would you be better for a 20-something to save up for a Speedmaster or Sin? I love the legibility. Better for a 20-something to save up for a Speedmaster or a Sin. I don't know. I've got the thing I like about Speedmasters is that you got different kind of Speedmasters, and the ones I like are the wind-up ones, and I also like the what they call the sapphire sandwich on that. Those are very cool. trying to make up my mind between two watches, the Lang one and the 1815 up down. Ivan, that's one of those choices that I don't think you can go wrong on. I like both of them. Um, that's what was on sale at Joma's shop, under 500. That's good. Okay, guys, it's time to go. And tomorrow I'm having the thing that I was working on, and that was why I was late. So it's really different than my other stuff. Okay, and it starts off with the same thing I started off with today. So everybody be safe, take care, and until next time.